Daniel, thank you very much for joining us. Your expectation is that President Yoon is going to be impeached here, but the ruling party, actually the opposition parties, would need 8 more votes from the conservative side. At this point, the party line seems to be, let's avoid impeachment.
Well, I think, first of all, you have to recognize that the Conservative Party, the People's Party, is not a united party by any means. And even the leadership of the party is actually there, in some sense, in opposition to President Yoon. He doesn't really have control over that party. And I think that we'll see whether we only need 8 members of that party to cross the line. I think it's quite possible they will get those votes. I also think we're going to see massive demonstrations on Saturday. Weekend is always when you see demonstrations mount in Korea. I expect to see hundreds of thousands of people out in the street. And the pressure for resignation and the pressure on the members of the National Assembly to vote for impeachment is going to be intense.
So you're expecting this impeachment to go through and put progressives, the liberals, the main opposition party, back into power. What would be the policy implications around that?
Well, first of all, it's going to take some time for this to unfold. We have to go from, if impeachment is voted, we have to go to the Constitutional Court, and there's some procedural issues there because there are only 6 out of 9 members of the court that are sitting at the moment. And then, there'll be some interval, even under those circumstances, before we have an election. A lot can happen in Korean politics. But I do anticipate that the Democratic Party, the Minjung-dang, is likely to win an election. And the liberals in Korea are, I think, going to shift policy in a number of areas, leaving aside issues of domestic politics and political reform. They're on the foreign policy side. They're very critical of Yoon's outreach to Japan, the efforts to create a kind of trilateral security partnership between Japan and the United States and South Korea. I think we'll see, at least some steps back from those attempts to create that sort of de facto anti-China alliance. I also think they're somewhat critical they don't want to be drawn into, in fact, a anti-China front. They want Korea to be a little more independent in that regard. And of course, they're more in favor of engagement with North Korea, although at the moment, the North Korean government, the leadership under Kim Jong-un, has shown no interest in engaging South Korea, even under a progressive government.